Good morning. Welcome to the stream. I am the Headless Norseman. You can call me V8. You can call me V. Either one works. Today we're going through a couple of videos. We're checking out, see what's going on with the world. There's been all sorts of drama since I decided to go to bed last night. Most importantly, Ethan Klein, H3H3. He came back, man. It's kind of cool to see him return to form. Is he coming back? Is he creating content instead of just doing podcasts and stuff? Give me one sec. I'm going to change my chair. It's squeaking. So just give me one sec. There we go. Grab my other chair. Yeah, I'd rather do that than put you guys through having to listen to my chair squeak. But yeah, that's what I was saying. H3, Ethan Klein, his wife Ela. If you don't know the details, you don't know the nuance. Him and his wife Ela, they had a major falling out with Hassan Piker, and should have ended at that. It should have ended at that. But Hassan Piker and his homies, they decided to go one step further. They've been antagonizing. They've been not just doing that. They've been attacking this man, and it's just Hassan, his orbiters, Denims, Frogan, all of the people on his side have been just attacking this man, calling him terrible things. iDubbbz released this awful content cop that got completely nuked and ratioed, and everyone's just on a steep and stark decline, finding out what's going on. But apparently Ethan set a little trap. Yes, he did. So let's see what Ethan did. I haven't watched this video yet. I don't know what it's about. As always, when I react to something, when I look at anything, the first thing I do is I give it a like, I give it a subscribe. Let me be clear. I do not agree with H3 on a lot of things. There's a lot of things I disagree with him on. A lot of videos he makes that I don't like. A lot of things he says I don't like. But I do agree with one thing. I do agree with it is his right to say it. Okay? I used to love H3 back in the day. When he was creating comedy skits, he was the funniest dude on the internet at one point. But let's see. Has he had a return to form, or what's going on?
Hi there. My name is Ethan Klein, and my favorite hobby is spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on lawyers. Today I invite you into my home to share my favorite pastime with you. Join me in creating generational wealth for my attorney.
Oh yeah? Alright, so we already got a picture of Denims in the back with Orbiter. Yes, she's one of Hassan's Orbiters. I've already made a video about her, and I have confirmed, and it's still going on. She is going through Twitter right now and banning anybody who supports or comments on any post related to her that she dislikes. She banned me for writing a comment on Tectone, but yeah.
Let me tell you guys a story. About a year and a half ago, it's a big conversation called ReactGate. ReactGate was a debate going on in the streaming community about what constituted fair use. People like
Oh, it has to be transformative in content. If you just watch a video and let it play, that's not reacting. That's not transformative. That's stealing.
Hassan, XQC, and many of the large Twitch streamers would watch other creators' entire video on their stream. They would rarely add sufficient commentary or even pause the video to speak. Most egregiously, they would re-upload the entire VOD to YouTube with the same thumbnail, the same title, so that they could cannibalize traffic from the original video.
Yeah, see, that's sketchy. That's fucked up. They're not giving their opinion. They're not adding to it. That's wrong.
What Lamino had to say about this phenomenon.
I don't mind people reacting to my videos, but I do mind when they play the entirety of my video. A face cam in the corner or the occasional interruption does nothing to address that issue. My video is still being played from beginning to end in someone else's stream or video. It's neither ethical nor necessary to feature the entirety of someone else's work. Or, you know, they could do the bare minimum. And
I see what he's saying. I see his point, but I do disagree with him on the point of, if your original video, let's just say this video is 20 minutes long. All right. I've been watching it for 1 minute and 22 seconds at this point in the video, and my live is already 4 minutes and 22 seconds. It's already 3 minutes longer. So I'm already increasing the length of the video, and I'm already adding my commentary, which is longer than the actual video that I've watched so far. I wouldn't be surprised if this 20-minute video turns into a 35 to 40 minutes additional, making it a 50-minute video. So I disagree with him there.
and ask for permission, something that none of the major reaction channels have.
No, you shouldn't have to ask for permission to do something, to give your opinion. That's not how fair use works. You don't have to. There's no requirement to ask for permission. What if it's a nice thing to do if you know that person on a personal level, or it's a nice professional courtesy? Yeah, but no, you don't have to. As long as you meet the requirements of fair use, no.
Ever done when they've streamed or re-uploaded my videos. But to answer your question, no, I don't want people to stream or re-upload the entirety of my videos.
Now, understandably, this made a lot of people angry, because why should these content thieves, essentially, get more views than the author of the video, which in a lot of cases was happening? I mean, people...
They absolutely shouldn't. They should be giving credit to the original creator. That's why I make sure I do that before and after every video.
XQC, one of the prime suspects, called into my show to debate me, in which case I'm sad to report that I was terribly owned.
So in that regard, do you care at all about like IP or copyright, or like the fact that it's illegal? Does that matter? That it might be illegal, does that matter to you?
No.
It doesn't matter.
Well, if flat out doesn't, because...
Well, that's fair.
Watch me full screen cam, do the fucking worm, then watch your prime, then watch...
Damn, they really got into it over that.
Do a week of no reaction content and see how many fucking views you get. Oh, okay, sure.
Oh, that's pretty cool. He has the whole Rust guns back there.
It's original content, at least.
The ultimate debate, bro.
Oh yeah, he really cooked with that one.
Oh, why didn't I think of that first? I kid XQC, but he is not the one I'm suing. Despite my criticism, he's not a malicious infringer. But the ones I am suing, you'll see, are much, much worse. Now, ironically, after this debate and in the wake of this...
I gotta say, Ethan looks pretty good, man. There was a time there where I was a little worried about his weight, but homie's bounced back really well. I'd like to know his secret.
Large conversation. The problem seems to have only gotten worse. You have people like Hassan Piker paving.
It's almost like it was therapeutic for him to get rid of the toxicity of Hassan and all his cohorts.
Or to eat, or to talk to his mom, or to do whatever. Disappears for an extended period of time and leaves the video playing for his chair.
Oh, thank you so
Mr.
much. Appreciate
Chair,
that.
they call it.
Thank you for the follow, Bonnie.
To leave the area around the main airport in Sana.
He's not gonna. Oh my god. Hold on a minute. Does he do this every stream? Does Hassan actually do this every stream? He lets it play? No, that's unacceptable. That's absolutely content stealing. That is so fucking lazy, dude. You can't put up a pause screen. I'll show you how right now. How easy it is to put a I'll be back screen. Check this out. See how I did that? See how easy that was?
Setting that I formulated an idea. What if I could make...
See how easy that was? One hotkey. One hotkey. Because yes, I stream. I take bathroom breaks, and I hit my one little hotkey, and I come right back. Sorry, I went back to the wrong scene. One hotkey and it's fixed. Yeah, he just lets the video play. That's terrible.
That I formulated an idea. What if I could make a long-form, irresistible piece of content that I knew that these streamers couldn't resist, they couldn't avoid the temptation of watching it the second it was published.
I don't have an issue with them.
It's not that I wanted these people to steal my video. It's that I knew they would. I knew they would watch the entire video, add little to no comment.
Is Denims and whoever this girl is on the left, are these the ones he's gonna sue? If that is, that's pretty funny. That's hilarious.
Commentary, react to it instantly, giving them no time to form an opinion. The trap was set, and it worked even better than I imagined it would.
That's hilarious. That's mastermind level trolling. I'm proud of him for doing that. Ethan Klein was a sleeping dragon. He was Smaug. He was sleeping under the mountain. He was fine. He was happy. All they had to do was leave him alone. And look what happened. They awoke a sleeping giant, man. This guy used to be the funniest dude on the internet. This dude's skits were unmatched. And for the longest time, he was the chillest bro. He was on their side. He was one of them. They had to turn on him. Just because of his beliefs, just because of what his wife's beliefs and where his wife was born. They turned on him for ridiculous, unnecessary reasons. And they branded him a villain. And they didn't just turn on him. They went after his kids. They mailed him skulls. I'm not an Ethan Klein fanboy by any means. But I believe in a man standing up for his family is the right fucking thing to do. And they fucked up. Because he threw this bait out there, and they hopped on it. I will say anything. Ethan Klein's a lot of things, but stupid is not one of them.
captured pretty much every large streamer reacting to it in its entirety immediately after it was published. Now the thing is, there were a few people that went above and beyond to commit copyright infringement. For example, Denim sits here silently with nearly 50,000 live viewers. That's 30 times.
Bro, I'm excited to have 3 live viewers. I love my 3 viewers. My 3 viewers are my favorite people. This woman has 50,000. She's not interacting with them.
Her regular viewership. She's working directly with the Snark subreddit moderators to siphon views, and their intentions.
What is this? Yeah, see, this is why I don't fuck around on Reddit.
Couldn't be clearer. Here's an excerpt from a stickied post from the Snark subreddit. Hey everyone, we've seen a lot of comments about wanting to watch the nuke without showing support for H3. Here's a list.
Okay, so they want to pirate his shit. They want to take his shit without giving him any kind of support. That's fucked up. If you're watching this right now, make sure you fucking like, comment, and subscribe on H3's podcast, on H3's show, on his YouTube, whatever you're watching on. Make sure you give him a comment, show him some support.
Of creators who've supported our sub, either by engaging with us directly or citing our post in their critique of H3. Here they're offering these streamers as market substitutes for...
Who do we got here? North Star, Comrade Casey, Frogan, Sonda Denims, of course, Casey Tron.
My work. This is the cardinal sin of
Don't know
copyright
these other ones.
infringement. The Snark subreddit has been a frequent and persistent infringer. That's how I knew when this video came out, the Snarkers were going to encourage, promote, and push streamers to...
How much you want to bet these people gave him everything he needed to not only win this lawsuit, but take everything they own? How much you want to bet that they... I'm going to guess... The 3 people, I know one of them is probably Denims. Judging by her being in the background and her being this first one that I've seen. And it's probably going to be Frogan too because I saw her picture up. How much you want to bet they were so arrogant that they said something incriminating or they did something that would absolutely destroy any kind of defense they could possibly make to promote fair use? I guarantee you they completely threw that out the window, whoever he's suing.
To commit copyright infringement. I should thank the Snarkers, actually. Because of
Yeah, they did the work for him. They actually... They this is called self-snitching. This is self-snitching.
Their predictability, they acted like double agents for us, incriminating their favorite streamers and serving them up on a golden platter. So, thank you, Snark. It's one thing for a subreddit to admit it's engaging in copyright infringement, but how do you get the streamers themselves to admit that they're stealing content?
Please tell... I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. This arrogant lady's gonna do it, isn't she?
Well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime. If you like the content, if you enjoyed your time here.
It turns out
She is not that fucking stupid. But she is. She is that fucking stupid. Yeah, she's gonna lose. That's it right there. That little clip right there. If she watched the entire video and then ended it with that shows exactly what her motivations were. Shows that she immediately was trying to make it to where Ethan Klein did not get any revenue for his IP.
they just do it for you. You couldn't cook up a more incriminating statement if you tried. Denim's the queen of self-owning. You prevail again. There's one thing about copyright you should know is that you got to register it before you publish to be eligible for statutory damages.
Did this man register it with the Library of Congress?
Fighting force of a copyright infringement lawsuit. Well, I'm happy to tell you guys now. I, Ethan Klein, have registered Hassan Piker content nuke with the United States Library of Congress.
I fucking knew it.
Some of you guys
I love it.
sweating. Even though theoretically,
What a G.
I could sue a lot more creators.
Yeah, so actually he could sue me. Ethan, please God, don't. I can't afford it. But let's be honest. He's not going after people who are malicious. We're supporting him. We're getting his content out there, so it's different.
The purpose of this is not financial gain. People like XQC and Asmongold may have watched the entire thing, but I would never sue them just for doing that. I don't want to chill the reaction community into fear. Actually, the opposite. I hope that we can all unite against this type of egregious behavior that not only makes us...
Is that another video of her getting up and just letting it play?
all look bad, but could destroy the commentary community as we know it.
Well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video,
Oh my
follow,
God, what an
subscribe,
absolute
throw a
moron.
The state of reaction content on
I'm
Twitch
so
is
happy it
broken.
happened.
These creators feel comfortable looking right into a camera and saying outright, hey, I'm stealing this guy's content. Pay me instead of him. This is not a healthy environment. And with people like Hassan reacting to entire TV shows on stream, my fear is that Sony or Disney comes along, sues everybody, and sets a devastating precedent that could
then it'd be
endanger
over for
our
all of
entire
us.
field. Now, before I tell you who the 3 people I'm suing are, I just want to make
I have a feeling one of them's Denims, for sure.
it clear.
If I had to guess, the other one's probably... It's not going to be Hassan, because Hassan would be all over the internet right now doing it. I have a feeling it's going to be Frogan, because she's been also seen. I don't know who the other one could be.
That they all met this very specific high bar of criteria that I set forth earlier. These people were not targeted based on their gender, their identity, their political beliefs. All 3 are on this list. In fact, they're the only 3, as far as I could tell, that reacted to the action. This is not why she's getting sued. This is
Thank you guys.
What the hell was that?
quote unquote her reaction.
There is no proof.
What was that?
That reacted to the full video. Drum roll, please. Who's sweating at home, guys? Casey Tron, the queen of ripping farts and bong loads.
They do musicals. They're very.
Who the fuck is Casey Tron? Oh.
Are you being serious?
Oh, dude. Oh, stop it. Ew.
What do you look? You think I made this?
Frogan, who bless her soul, she's still rising.
Hey, I was right.
Can I walk away and use the bathroom? Do I have permission?
No. You don't get to...
Can I use the bathroom, please?
You can't
I'll leave
let...
it playing.
No, you can't do that. The whole point of reacting to a video is to give your honest and viral or your visceral reaction. That's why you can't pre-watch the shit. That's why you actually have to react to it honestly. This is why you suck. God damn, how long was that bathroom break, lady?
What happens?
And
What?
Denims,
You said what happens? Lady, you are making his case for him.
the queen of self-owning. And my God, is she the queen of that?
It's very obvious from the way that guy's talking, he's a Sneeko fan.
Oh my God, bro, I love you. Can I give you a hug, bro?
Ha!
None of the hostages that have been released so far have said that they have been raped. The hostages have public statements. You can go look at them.
Let's go.
Sexual assault I experienced should never happen to any human.
She did not really say that stupid shit, did she?
This Yemeni kid is just a Yemeni kid with a gun and is not a Houthi, and there is no proof of him being a Houthi.
Are you a soldier? Yes. That seems pretty definitive.
Does she ever have
Hassan
anything? Does she get anything right?
Nasrallah was a good guy.
I can't believe I'm calling Nasrallah base. I mean, listen.
Oh,
Now
fuck,
for
lady.
the fun part. Let's take a look at the complaints, and let's start with my favorite of the 3, the very own, the prestigious, the highly acclaimed, the highly analytical Casey Tron.
A lot of people have been wanting to watch this without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein. So
Are these fucking morons reading from a script? I swear to God, they gotta be reading from a script. There's no way they're all individually this fucking stupid. This had to be like a covert, planned out retardation attempt at the same time. This was like a terrorist attack on their own wallets. What the fuck were you thinking? And he got 3 of them doing this dumb shit. Pretty much, I'm assuming reading the same thing. We already saw Denims. We already saw Casey Tron. Does Frogan do the same dumb shit? Or does she just get sued because she walked away and let the video play for 20 minutes?
So we're gonna watch it.
We'll see.
Well, that's a really dumb thing to say, don't you think? Why are you so comfortable? We've given each complaint a
That's a
clever
terrible
little title.
picture. It's a
And here's
terrible
Casey Tron.
picture.
She smoked more than she spoke. Casey Tron smoked 42 times during her reaction. And just as a silly thought
I
experiment...
don't know who Casey Tron is, but that is almost as bad as watching Frogan eat on stream.
We thought, wouldn't it be funny if she spent more time smoking than she did talking? Thinking there was no way that that could be true. Well, we tallied them up, and lo and behold, there's 15 minutes 40 seconds of commentary versus 18 minutes and 55 seconds of smoking. She spent 3 minutes and 15 seconds longer smoking than she did talking in her quote-unquote reaction. And whatever...
Holy shit, my guy. That's a lot of smoking. What...
talking she did was just to express how confused she was, presumably.
Yeah, I fucking bet,
smoking
dude.
for-
I bet she was
What is
confused.
happening? I'm trying to follow. I've lost the plot.
Yeah, straight up.
Continue. Indeed,
Straight up space cadet. What the fuck is wrong with you? How much did you smoke?
Casey Tron is often too obliterated to comment on the nuke, and instead stares blankly at her computer screen. In a span of 2 hours and 7 minutes, Casey Tron smokes marijuana, frequently in highly concentrated forms through vaporizers, on 42 separate occasions. At one point, Casey Tron is so wasted that she states, quote, "What is happening? I'm trying to follow."
I'll say Casey Tron can out party me any day. Oh my god, this lady would smoke me under the table.
Lost the plot.
I'd be in a coma if I did vaporizers and joints and shit for 18 minutes straight. I'd be dead.
The majority of her commentary comes down to this.
I don't understand this bit that he's doing.
Bong hits? Wait, no, those were... What was that? Was that a bong or what was that? That's from a vape... Oh, no, she's just straight piping it, dude.
I don't understand this bit that he's doing.
Vaporizer again. Holy shit.
CPM's coming out of Qatar.
What the hell
you
is
kids
going
love anime,
on?
right?
He's read more books than you could ever imagine.
What is happening? I'm trying to follow. I've lost the plot.
They do musicals. They're very musical people.
Holy
I know. Are you being serious? Dog, what do you... Look! You think I made this? This isn't a music video, Hassan.
And as dumb as all of that is...
Holy shit. How many was that?
They
42. 42 hits in 18 minutes. That... Dude, I'm not gonna lie, that's actually kind of impressive that she's still, you know, awake. Conscious. But that is definitely... I don't know why she would do that on stream. That's... I don't even know... Is that against Twitch terms of service? I'm not sure. I have to check.
And as dumb as all of that is, this is the part that really got her sued.
A lot of people have been wanting to watch this without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein. Without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein.
You did not say his name.
So we're gonna watch
You did.
it.
You fool.
What the fuck is going on here?
Stating outright that her intention of doing this is so that people who don't want to support me can watch it through her is why copyright infringement laws exist. You could not and should not do that, especially if your commentary consists of you taking bong loads. At least try to engage with the content. Whoa, what was that? Oh, sorry. That was a flying star. It almost got me. You know her and you love her.
If you don't know, Rogan got nominated for the Rising Star Award 2 years in a row.
Guys.
For some reason.
Rogan. Reaction by exiting. Here she is.
Damn, that is the flattest back I have ever seen. Holy Hank Hill. What the fuck is that? That is ye old flat back.
Heading up to leave the video running as she steps out of the room. Is that
built like a fucking surfboard?
Transformative? I guess the judge will decide. She said, quote, "It's time to watch the new Nuke ethically. Hell yeah." Huh. Very smart to say on camera, by the way. She said, quote, "Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate everyone's support. And thank you for watching it with me." Well, you are so welcome, and I'm so glad that you were able to enjoy that day. Her commentary is so non-existent that even her own fans begin to call her out.
I don't have anything to say? Dude, because he's cycling the same fucking points over and over again. What more? What more?
Maybe address the points. Maybe counter his points with logic or facts, but you don't have anything because you're an idiot.
For commentary, do you need on him repeating the same fucking points for the whole first hour and 1 minute and 32 seconds? It's been the same shit over and over again. This video could have been...
Probably because you and your orbit, and that's not a fat joke, even though it should be. You and your orbit, you guys have circular logic. You guys are literally exist in circular definitions. And if you don't know what that means using a word to define the word. That's the kind of logic that her and her cohorts operate off of.
Condensed into 20 fucking minutes.
And it's like how confused they get. Like, 20 fucking minutes.
Like what commentary do you want me to add by like, oh?
Because you have none. You do not lack. You lack the intelligence to even formulate a coherent response to someone criticizing your way of life.
This guy's a fucking idiot. He's mentally ill and he's having a mental breakdown and uploaded it to fucking YouTube. Are you gonna make at least one good point? What do you want me to make a point on?
It's hard. It's hard because I assume, I haven't watched the content, Nuke. I assume it's full of facts and evidence, and that's the bread and butter for people who tell the truth, and that's outright. That's like splashing holy water on a demon for people who like her who lie.
Oh, I forgot. She also said, "Can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing. You may use the bathroom."
Oh, please tell me you didn't say that.
Can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing.
Oh, you absolute idiot.
Apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me.
Oh, she was gone for 2 minutes. Okay.
Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life.
What happens?
Well, you just pause it. That's it. You just pause the video.
You couldn't pause it for 2 minutes?
You get up and you go to the bathroom. You just pause it. They should be watching for you. But if you get up to go to the bathroom and they keep watching my video, they're clearly not watching for you, right? As lazy and pathetic as her reaction is, this is not why she's getting sued. This is.
Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate everyone's support. And thank you for watching it with me. First time viewer, time to watch the nuke ethically? Hell yeah. I found my way from Reddit. Hi guys, welcome Reddit people. Reddit people, Reddit people. I came from the H3 Snark Reddit. Ethan is so pathetic while his son is in Japan. I'm bothered having a great time. Exactly. We're gonna watch it live, yes. He doesn't want people to know when it's dropping because we're all watching through other streamers. And I suggest you all watch it through other people as well.
It's the stated...
Oh, you poor dear. You have made a massive mistake. And judging by the fact that this woman consistently has to do donation streams to try to get her rent paid, I have a feeling she's not going to be able to afford a very good lawyer.
Malicious intent to steal. They talk about watching ethically, but I learned not to steal when I was 5. Up next is Denims. And honestly, just take a look at this, guys. It's a nightmare on Denim Street. Not only did she chair react, but she was kind enough to write her name right at the top just so that we knew that she was stealing my content and it was her room and nobody else's. Judge, did you know that we're on Denim Street right now? Here's some quotes from Denims. We're relying on you to...
See, I'm telling you, I do not agree with a lot of his politics, but H3 does have the comedic backbone, and I think he should really lead more into his comedy stuff, because that was what I used to love watching of his on YouTube in the early days, was his comedy skits. They were great. They still are. You should go check them out.
To stay live so we don't have to give the nuke views. Yeah, I'm going to stream it. Since he's confirmed it's coming out today, I'm going to stream it. That is very explicit. Denim said, quote, "Well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, give me a follow, subscribe, throw a prime if you like my content." Your content? The Queen of Self-Own included a countdown timer so we could tell exactly how long she was away. After being gone for a few minutes, she returns and then sits silently for another couple of minutes eating.
I'm gonna go pee.
Oh, gross.
And hopefully, when I'm back, they're done with this.
So she just lets it play.
You do look better.
Mr. 305. I see it.
Dude, you should do this. I have an alternate.
We're relying on you to stay live so we don't give more views on the nuke. Yeah, I'm gonna stream it. Since he confirmed it's coming out today, we're gonna stream it. If you want to watch it with someone else who's already watching it. Come enjoy the watch party somewhere else. If you...
Yeah, that is definitely encouraging the theft of his IP. You are a moron.
If you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime. If you liked the content, if you enjoyed your time here, because I'm going to be honest, I did not want to watch that by myself.
Let me also...
I'm going to say this right now. That would have been the final nail in the coffin for this lawsuit. But since she had already said that previous thing to encourage people to go watch it somewhere else and not give him any kind of credit, that coffin was already sealed. She basically just... that last piece, she dunked that coffin in concrete. It's solidified. This lawsuit is over. She's going to lose her ass.
So commercialize it by asking you to reward me financially for stealing his content.
Let's check something real quick. How much do you want to bet? Right? How much do you want to bet that Denims... what the hell? Denims has a GoFundMe. Of course. When was this put out? Do these have dates on them? What does her shit say? Jesus Christ. But yeah. She has a GoFundMe because she can't afford to get a lawyer for him. Wow. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic.
That is like chef kiss. By the way, Denims had a very successful stream. She had 43,000 people watching her live.
That's
Take
a lot
look
of
at the
people.
title.
That's a lot of people. A lot of people that he could say you stole from his audience.
Of her Twitch stream. Ethan Klein has
A lot of revenue.
Watch party. A watch party? I don't think that's fair use. Now, Denims, of course, always delivering the goods. She went on this dude's podcast to debate fair use. And would you be surprised if I told you she said a lot of incriminating things in that podcast? The queen of self.
So part of this is he's going to have to show that she understands what she was doing was wrong. And if in this podcast she goes up there and she says points that completely counteract and contradict what she outright did, which is beyond a reasonable doubt, in my opinion, that she's definitely guilty of this. But if she goes on this podcast and she shows that she had previous knowledge of the fair use terms and service and all this stuff, she's cooked, my guys. She's done.
Own never disappoints.
I want to be clear on my opinion on like filler content and stuff. Like I think filler content, like you shouldn't do it. I know I do it as a React stream, and I try to do it only when I do it with like Vox videos or Vice videos and stuff like that, because at least I'm not like directly ripping from one content creator and not like a whole team and stuff. And most of those videos have like 5 million views. I only get like 500 viewers. I'm taking maybe 50 views from the video. It's a lot harder to feel like, I guess, bad about that. Whereas like I would feel very bad about doing that to like a single content creator. The majority of people say that they literally wouldn't watch Hell's Kitchen unless I was streaming. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm reacting hard enough. You know, I'm sure if you click on a random part in the video, I might not be saying anything, sure, whatever. And I might walk away from the screen. But it's about like the communal thing. It's why like fucking Toast started streaming Death Note. It's not about the actual show at a certain point. It's the same reason you watch shows with your friends. You want to watch it with other people. A lot of people go to watch streamers on Twitch for their React content almost as a curator. So they don't actually want to go through YouTube themselves.
See, is she going to get to a point, or is this all going to be nonsense? Is this all going to be nonsense of her defending her outright violations of fair use? Is that all this is going to be?
And watch a bunch of videos, and they probably never will go through YouTube and click a bunch of videos. They like going to Twitch because they like to have it as like, this streamer is curating fun content that I want to watch.
Like, I'm
From the people that I've talked to, the people who watch Twitch content are specifically there to watch it so they don't have to scroll through YouTube and find a video they like. If someone watches content, I already said this, if someone watches content on someone else's stream, there is a very low likelihood that they're going to go watch it separately and give you like the view or the like. Or the people who are watching content on Twitch, curated Twitch content on Twitch, aren't necessarily people that would be watching content on YouTube.
That, my friend, is called theft. And
Yeah.
you're a thief. And now I'm suing you. This is just a testimony.
How much you want to bet she tries to countersue him for calling her a thief? How much you want to bet she says, that's defamation? She's probably streaming it right now saying that.
They've, gotten. That she thinks she can go out in public on video and say shit like, I'm stealing this content because I want to. I'm coping even though I know it's stealing. When people watch it with me, they're definitely not going to go watch the original. Like, you are way too comfortable committing crimes out in the open. Well, there you have it. 3 separate lawsuits for 3 separate geniuses. Now, I want to make it clear again, and I hope it's been obvious about why I'm suing these 3 people and not others. These people not only violated all of the principles of fair use, they also did it maliciously. And that's the part that really got me. I think if you're a reactor on Twitch, for the most part, if you make a good faith effort to comment, and if you make a good faith effort to promote the author, to link to them, to try to drive traffic to the original video, I think you're probably pretty much doing the right thing, and that's fine. And I would never sue someone for that. Take it to these 3 absolute morons to state their intention to steal my property on video. And
I have to say, he's 100% right. And they absolutely did admit their intentions. They are going to have to pay the price for that. It's going to be terrible for them. And it's going to be awesome for the rest of us. I got to say, I'm very impressed with his plan. He got him. Hook, line, and sinker. They should have left this man alone. They shouldn't have attacked this man. Remember, this is not unprompted stuff. They attacked this man in every way possible. Not just him, his wife. They sent freaking child protective services after him. I am not a Ethan Klein fanboy. I wasn't even subscribed to the H3 podcast before I watched this video. But I agree with this man defending his family and standing up for himself, as every person has the right to do. He's doing absolutely the right thing. Now, that being said, I am 100% on his side on this one. I agree with him. Please like, share, subscribe his video, not mine, because he did the work. Let's go on to a different topic. All right. Apparently, there's some kind of YouTuber who likes to take, or just TikToker who likes to dress like a woman and take pictures of himself inside ladies' restrooms. Not okay. I'm pretty sure it's damn well illegal. So let's go into that now. I don't know this. Lily Tino, apparently. This is a video by Ablaze. Again, we always like, subscribe, and now we're going to get into the video.
Meet Lily Tino, the most hated TikToker who
That's a guy in a dress. That's a fucking guy in a dress for sure.
streams herself bullying waitstaff, snaps bathroom selfies with strangers in the frame.
That's illegal as fuck.
And melts down on every TikTok because a waiter dared to say, "Sir." She baits people.
I would love to run into this person. I'll sir the fuck out of them. I'll be like, oh, what's up, bro?
For misgender slip-ups, then weaponizes those clips for clout, turning real workers into props for her outrage circus. From publicly rating Disney women's restrooms to declaring Kurt Cobain
absolutely
probably
disgusting.
Trans, Lily's
absolutely
shock
disgusting.
tactics finally backfired, and the internet couldn't be happier. This is the satisfying downfall of TikTok's most hated creator, Lily Tino. Before she was Lily Tino.
Before we get into this, I want to make it clear, I am not against the LGBTQ community. I am not against them. My best friend, a man that I consider my brother, I was best man at his wedding. We have matching tattoos. What's up, Lexi? What? Oh, you can hang out in here with me. It's okay. Or not. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm not against them. My best friend, a man I consider my brother. We got matching tattoos, me, him, and his husband. We went down to New Orleans. I was best man at their wedding. It was a beautiful ceremony, and I support them, and I would die for him, and I would die for his husband. So, no, this isn't me bashing on the LGBT community. This is an individual who is doing disgusting, evil things that needs to be addressed.
On TikTok, she was known as Nick Contino, a shy kid escaping into video games to cope with a life that didn't feel right. Born in the
as many of us have done, which is perfectly okay.
Early 1990s, Nick grew up loving games like Pokemon and World of Warcraft. In those virtual worlds, Nick often played as female characters, notably a pig-tailed girl avatar named Lily, long before coming out as trans. I spent hours in Warcraft, slipping out of the real world in which I lived as a cisgender boy named Nick, she later recalled. The fantasy of living as a girl provided solace from the pain and denial that marked Nick's youth. This dual life planted the seeds for a future transformation. Fast forward to adulthood. Nick built a career in the video game industry. By 2021, she was a business development lead at a gaming startup and even wrote articles about games. But inside, Nick was struggling with gender dysphoria. In her late 20s, she finally found the courage to begin her gender transition, adopting the name Lily Contino, often stylized as Lily Tino online. As she later explained, her life transition began with a career transition, leaving the corporate gaming world to live authentically as a woman. In mid-2022, Lily publicly came out as transgender.
There is no issue at this point of this person doing this. This is an adult consenting to doing this and transitioning and getting what they feel would make their life better. At this point, this person has not interfered with anyone else's life but their own. They're making a decision that affects only them, which is perfectly legal, perfectly okay, and perfectly supportive. That is fine. I do not hate this person for this. This is not why I dislike what this person is doing.
And her personal journey was about to go very public. In November 2022, Lily Tino posted her first TikTok video, beginning to document her transition from male to female. At 32 years old, she openly shared her facial feminization surgeries, hormone updates, and everyday challenges. The response was overwhelmingly positive at first. Viewers flooded her early videos with support. These heartfelt comments show how Lily's transparency resonated with people looking for an uplifting transition story. One of Lily's first viral posts was a montage of her physical changes over time, a common TikTok trend. It struck a chord and garnered hundreds of thousands of views. Encouraged by the feedback, Lily leaned into being a full-time content creator, even calling herself a professional transgender person.
Okay, I don't know about that. That's interesting, but okay.
In her bio, with a warm smile and colourful outfits, she portrayed a hopeful narrative of living authentically. In these early days, Lily's public persona was largely sympathetic. Little did her new fans know the tone of her content was about to take a sharp turn.
Why does that always happen? Why can't you just be the genuine person you're portraying? Why can't you just be that person? Why does it always have to have some kind of stark turn?
Lily's TikTok lives also became a staple. She would stream her daily outings, especially her meals at restaurants around San Francisco, inviting viewers to share a...
Of course this is in California. Of course it is.
...a meal with her. When I'm sitting there and just eating, it's like you're sharing a meal with me, explaining that seeing a trans person in a mundane setting could foster understanding. It was a noble idea, using food and candid conversation to bridge gaps. By early 2023, Lily had a modest but growing following.
How many videos does this person do? Would they have a circular or a what's the word? A cylindrical shaped object with two ball shaped objects? How we get it? Why are you making these phallic depictions? Why?
And her streams were picking up momentum. Empowered by her viral fame,
we can only wonder
Lily
what that
didn't
is.
Simply continue her restaurant live streams. She escalated them. 5 days a week, she planted her phone on a mini tripod, turned on TikTok Live, and roamed San Francisco cafes in search of the next outrage clip. What began as lighthearted...
Wait, so this person runs around shopping for people to misgender them? Shopping for controversy? And then I guess breaks down whenever it happens, cries, does all that shit.
Me content morphed into a spectacle where conflict was the...
And that's exactly what happened. Title of this
By July
TikTok, misgendered 3 times.
2023, she was testing how far shock value could push engagement. Cue the inappropriate video that happened in Disney.
I'm dating someone who turned their cake pops into a donut.
In which a...
Why are you doing this? Absolutely disgusting.
Scene with a literal cake pop of a potential gender-affirming surgery. Although at this point, these videos have happened more than once.
Disney's gonna ban me for this one. My corn dog is still intact. I'm not happy
Why are you telling people this, dude? No one gives a shit about your genitals. Why are you doing this?
about that, but sadly it takes a long time to turn a corn dog into a inverted corn dog.
When I got my cake pops removed, I specifically asked my surgeon to leave the bag intact. That's because down the line, if I wanted to use my cake pop stick and turn it into a donut, the bag can come in handy.
Get banned from Disney.
Jesus Christ, this is disturbing. Why are people platforming this nonsense?
That's why we're about to get banned from Disney.
You should be banned from Disney, man. You're doing this in front of children. What the hell are you talking about? You're at Disneyland. Disneyland is for children. If you've never been there, or if you're watching from overseas, Disneyland is a theme park based on cartoon characters targeted toward the audience of a child. Okay? They built a theme park about that. People bring their children and their families there to enjoy it. Can adults enjoy Disneyland? Absolutely. I still want to go there and build a lightsaber one day. For sure. But I'm not going to have indecent adult conversations at a place that's literally crawling with children. What the fuck is going on? Disneyland should ban you.
I got my...
And how many videos has this person shot at Disneyland? Are these all in one day, or is this multiple times?
Cake pops removed, and the plan up until recently was to get my marshmallow wand reconfigured.
He's doing this. I can see and hear children in the background. Did those children consent to be in your video? Probably not. I know California is a one-party consent state, but I don't think if the parents knew that this person was making adult-themed conversational videos, instructional videos with their children in the background, I'm pretty sure their parents would have something to say about that. I certainly would.
Marshmallow Tunnel. Unfortunately, a few weeks ago, I noticed some hair regrowth.
Disneyland is meant to be a safe, family-friendly space. But Lily Tino's own livestream antics are turning it into the opposite. Given her graphic, disgusting TikTok videos,
My stomach is actually
many
turning
parents now
watching
feel
this.
the park isn't safe for their kids. For the sake of families, it may be time for Disney to show her the exit.
You Need to Chill by Juno Dawson.
The way you try to target young children is a little concerning. You tried to dress up as Miss Rachel twice. You talked about your K-pop at Disneyland, and that's a children's place.
Viewers who'd once praised her vulnerability now complained that she was performing trauma for clicks. The running theme
Yeah, she's
soon
trauma
became
farming.
misgender baiting. A server would drop a casual "sir."
Sorry, is everything okay?
I use she, her pronouns. I'm not sir.
Listen, bro, how are we supposed to know that? You look like a man.
Lily's face would light up as if she...
Oh, was that an actor or was that an actual server? If so, that server deserves a promotion.
she'd struck gold, and the next 3 minutes would be a tirade.
People think waitstaff have to take all the shit you say to them, and they absolutely don't. Waitstaff has every right to tell you to go fuck yourself.
On camera about pronouns, oppression, and educating the masses. If no one slipped, she occasionally misheard a harmless word, then scolded the staff anyway, but everything got so much worse. Surrounded by families, Lily began live
Oh, that is disgusting. There's other people in the background too.
from a restroom corridor, rating each women's
And this is at Disneyland.
bathroom on ambience and privacy.
I'm only assuming that.
Fit into Disney World.
Okay, it's at Disney World. Sorry, he leveled up.
I don't really know what the deal is with bathrooms. You know, Florida is really conservative. I don't know what the rules are. Trans women are allowed to be in women's bathrooms, but I'm about to go and use the bathroom because I have to tinkle. If I get stopped, I get stopped, I guess. But I'm a woman, so I'm going to use the women's bathroom, and being in Florida or being in California or wherever isn't going to stop me. So I will report.
I think it will. I dare you to go to Israel and try that. Go to the Middle East and try it. I dare you.
Back in a minute once I have hopefully tinkled without issue. Went as well as it could have gone. No one gave me any weird looks. Definitely no one stopped me. I walked in, I found the stall. I peed. I peed standing up, which is something I'm sometimes a little self-conscious about with the sound. Like, oh, is there someone peeing standing up there? But you know what? I peed standing up, and it was fine. And then I washed my hands and I left. And you know what? On my way out from the women's bathroom, I took a quick picture with someone who recognized me, and it was lovely. So overall, Disney World in Florida, 10 out of 10 women's bathroom experience.
Why do you continue to go to these children themed parks? Why are you doing a lot of your content there? That's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. That does give the ire that you may or may not be targeting an audience of children.
For trans women would.
She snapped selfies inside stalls, other women's shoes clearly visible beneath doors, and joked that Florida lawmakers would have a stroke if they saw her. Within minutes, Twitter lit up. Parents called the stunt creepy. Activists called it...
That's a child in the background. What the hell is the matter with you?
And even some allies said it violated basic decency. Or, though Lily's stun isn't consequence-free, a woman who recognized herself in Lily's Disney restroom selfies has reportedly filed a privacy complaint with Orange County authorities, citing Florida's voyeurism statute.
You're taking pictures of people, man. Take a picture of yourself is fine, but doing this in a bathroom in a vulnerable place where people deserve some privacy, where is your sense of self-preservation and where is your sense of mutual respect for people in the community? What the fuck are you doing?
Statutes 810.
You want to know why there's this stigma, but from religious communities? You know why they say that LGBTQ people are creepy, or they make all these weird ass accusations about LGBTQ community? It's because of you, man. It's because of people like you doing this stupid shit, putting families in vulnerable places. You keep giving them ammo to come after you. What the hell are you thinking?
0.145. If prosecutors pursue the case, Lily could face a third-degree felony.
I hope they do. I hope they pursue the case.
To 5 years in prison and a $5,000 fine.
All right, y'all, now we have one person that has officially come forward to press charges against Lily Tino. By now, we all know Lily Tino went to Disney and went into the women's restroom and took selfies with other women and children in the background without their consent, and then came on TikTok and posted and rated every single bathroom experience. I made a video talking about the fact that that was illegal in the state of Florida, much less.
Well, if it is, I hope state of Florida pursues charges and tries to do extradition to Florida to see this person put on trial. Make it very clear. This is not what all LGBT people do. They don't do this. Most of them don't do anything close to this, all right? Don't connect this idiot with the rest of the LGBT community. That's not okay.
To mention, it's also against Disney policy to take photos within the restrooms.
That was only the warm-up. At a sit-down restaurant in Epcot, a waiter accidentally addressed Lily as Sir. Sensing viral potential, Lily pounced, demanding a public apology and even the removal of the bread tower. The outburst felt more like choreographed drama than genuine offense. And sure enough, the manufactured outrage sent the views soaring.
That is fancy looking. Cool.
The bottom is from Thailand.
Coconut bread from Thailand.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Yes,
Ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am. And the middle one is from India. It's the papadom with the ginger pearl chutney.
Okay.
And the third is from Brazil. It's a cheese bread with the guava sauce.
Thank you. Just like totally sucks the joy out of this bread tower.
Oh, shut the fuck up. That is the worst acting I've ever seen, you big baby.
Immediately like leave. Because I no longer feel like safe here. It's like, oh my god.
You don't feel safe here. Are you kidding me? It was an honest mistake for a societal norm that you're trying to create. You don't get to walk outside and tell people what to call you. You just don't. It's not how it works. All right, get over it, you big baby. All right, I don't get to walk outside and tell people, hey, you have to follow my YouTube. You have to follow my Twitch. You have to follow my Kick. I am a streamer. You must respect. I don't get to do that. All right, this is a hobby for me. All right, I don't get to tell people what to call me. They can call me whatever the hell they want. I can tell them my name, sure, but I don't get pissed off if they fucking say my name wrong or do something stupid. What the hell is the matter with you? You have connected your identity to this so hard in your mind. You have to do. You need a therapist, is what you need, to unravel the knot that you've tied in your own mind.
Now it has to be up. I'm not going to enjoy this bread as much because my card is up. We should be
I bet you do. I bet you eat that whole fucking thing, bro. I bet you he destroys the whole thing.
To go places and not have to worry. I don't think I really want this bread tower, actually. I think I'd rather have to check if that's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's the training. We're supposed to say friend or just not use gendered language. It's like a pretty big thing that Disney has done. Nothing was wrong with bread. I just don't want it anymore. Just because they apologize doesn't mean she doesn't feel sad or offended. Yeah. Exactly, right? Like, if you've accidentally ever hurt someone and say, I'm so sorry, it was an accident, do you expect them to be like, oh, it was an accident? Of course, no problem whatsoever.
Yes, a reasonable person, if someone did something on accident and there was no actual physical damage or anything, even if there was, there's a lot of people who are actual normal, and when I say normal, I don't mean non-transgender, I mean normal in their mind, where they will say, oh, it was not a big deal. It was a small mistake. Let's make light of it, or let's move on past it instead of fixating on it. The person did the work. They apologized. They capitulated to your demands. What fucking more do you want?
Of that hurt is now undone. That's not how it works. Sorry about what happened. It's okay. I would love to pay for
Your inability to accept a genuine apology is not the fault of the waitstaff or the fault of the person who allegedly perpetrated against you. Do you apologize for demanding 99% of society capitulate to your ideology? No, you don't. You say it proudly and you love it. So shut the fuck up.
Drink, please. No, the drink is on me too, so... You don't have... Are you sure? You're good, yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Crucially, trans creators blasted her too, pleading, please don't judge us by Lily. Parents who'd witnessed the spectacle posted statements describing frightened children and staff walking on eggshells. Disney's own employee subreddit blew up with cast members venting about influencers turning the parks into career-ending minefields. The fallout was swift. Lily lost brand deal inquiries, her daily follower gain flipped negative for the first time, and Bread Tower became shorthand for performative outrage. In that
that's exactly
week,
what it was.
She transformed from controversial
Do they order a bread tower everywhere they go? Jesus Christ.
To radioactive. Proof, many said, that her live streams weren't about awareness anymore. They were about manufactured martyrdom at the expense of ordinary workers just trying to do their jobs. The funniest thing about all this, though, is that she's now being recognized at restaurants, and some owners don't even want to serve her anymore because viewers are calling ahead to warn that she's just trying to score a free meal.
Could I do the... Oh, ignore it. No. It's not true. I'm so sorry.
Okay, my guy, are you surprised when you built up this high level of toxicity that there was an equal and opposite reaction to what you're doing? That people are warning other people, people are making outrage. You are making an outrageous platform. You are making outrageous content. You should expect outrageous things to happen in response. This is 100% your fault. And small businesses should not have to suffer for what you're doing.
Sorry.
They calling me because they say they can come here and can order like free food.
They're saying that I'm saying that you can come here and order free food.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that happened. Oh, I trust me, I understand. I never said that there's any free food. Those are internet trolls. Yeah. But if you'd like, I'm happy to get the check now and leave so that I can be out of your head. I'm not saying that. Okay. There's nothing I can do about them, okay. But I am happy to pay my bill now if you'd like, if you want. If you want. Okay. Yeah, no, it's not that they're really sad, miserable people that are transphobic that try to make money.
Oh my God, my guy, you need to learn up what phobia means. Phobia is an irrational fear of something. They're not afraid of you.
And my life more difficult. I'm sorry that you had to be a target of that because you're just here making food and I'm just here eating the wonderful food. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
Imagine sitting on the internet and calling up a family-owned restaurant and lying to them. If y'all are able, I would.
Imagine going to Disneyland and taking pictures of yourself with children in the background in the bathroom. Imagine going to Disneyland dressed like a little girl when you're a grown-ass man. Imagine harassing wait staff when they make an honest mistake and putting their face and their actual job in jeopardy by putting them on your stupid TikTok. Imagine being that petty. Wouldn't that be crazy? Imagine that.
Would really love to leave this restaurant a significant tip. Our first $10 tip came through. Oh gosh, y'all coming through. We are tipping $210. That's because of y'all. Thank you for helping make it up to this restaurant.
As Lily's content pivoted toward conflict, the internet's goodwill began to evaporate. On Reddit forums, users started circulating clips of Lily's outbursts. Others, both trans and cis, agreed that Lily's behavior was making the transgender community look bad by reinforcing the stereotype of the overly aggressive, perpetually offended trans activist. The sentiment was summed up by another Redditor. How fragile can you be?
This person is not an activist. This person is a bully. This person is 100% reached beyond the pale of activism and gone right to the point of outright deception and being just mean and just trying to hurt businesses and hurt people professionally. This is crazy. This is honestly crazy that this is being allowed.
I'm non-binary. I would never do what she's doing. Mistakes happen, you correct it politely or ignore it, but this is too much. TikTok itself also turned on Lily. Her own videos' comment sections became war zones. Many viewers...
I agree, Auntie. This person is completely destroying any goodwill that the LGBT community could have made in the last 10 years. This is completely destroying it. This person has downright entered the realm of predatory behavior.
Accused her of manufacturing outrage. Stitches and reaction videos multiplied, with other TikTokers openly mocking Lily's antics. One viral stitch showed a montage of waiters immediately apologizing to Lily after saying "sir" to highlight how none of them meant any harm, and then cut to Lily furiously lecturing them regardless.
This is like asking I don't know if you guys remember, there used to be the Home Improvement show that was Ryan Seacrest. He tried to high-five a blind person. This would have been like if Ryan Seacrest tried to high-five that blind person, and that blind person would have screamed and freaked out at them. That's not what happened. All right? The blind person didn't care. All right? This person gets called, and that's significantly worse. That's an actual disability. This is something this person chose. They chose to live this lifestyle. They chose to go through this path of being a transgender person. And they're surprised when people aren't with the program? I'm sorry, man. This isn't a fucking movie where we all live in a software society where we all get a little update and we're all aware of everybody's identity. That's not how this works. He's not... Every waiter isn't fucking Vegeta with a scanner that can see what your pronouns are. Get over it. People misgender you. People pronounce my name wrong. I go to Starbucks and they spell my name wrong. Get over it. I don't freak out at them. No normal person does.
Even some transgender creators joined the pylon, saying Lily's over-the-top reactions were unwarranted and harmful. Importantly, Lily's hypocrisy became a talking point. She often insisted that others use gender-neutral terms, like...
You do not... Okay. Everybody in this country, in America, has a First Amendment right. A First Amendment right to free speech. There are restrictions. There are restrictions on what you can say. You can't do calls to violence. You can't do calls to action. There's other restrictions, okay? But this person thinks that it is okay to put some made-up right to not be offended above the rights of people to free speech. There is no such thing as free speech. All right, where you get to say, there is a thing as free speech, but there's no such thing as a right to not be offended. That's crazy. It's completely nonsensical. Your First Amendment right does not trump somebody else's, and theirs does not trump yours. You can both say things that other people don't like, and you get what you get to do, Lily? You get to get the fuck over it. That's what you get to do.
Calling customers friend instead of sir, ma'am, to avoid misgendering. Yet in her...
This person is demanding an entire rewrite of common language to capitulate to their identity.
In speech, Lily would casually refer to servers as guys or assume every barista was a he. The irony is how Tino preaches about neutral language while referring to his waiters as he. And in an infamous move, Lily made a TikTok claiming that late Nirvana singer Kurt Cobain was probably trans, essentially assigning a new gender identity to a dead person.
Did you just assume Kurt Cobain's gender, Lily? Did you just assume his gender? What's wrong with you? Isn't that against your cardinal rules?
As Lily rattled off her evidence Cobain wore dresses, he once said he felt more feminine. An early lyric draft mentioned wanting breasts. Viewers cringed. It came off as profoundly disrespectful and absurdly speculative. If Lily felt justified pronouncing Kurt Cobain as a transgender woman, critics argued, why should she object so strongly to someone calling her Sir? That January 2024 Kurt Cobain video became the turning point. Overnight, the enthusiasm that once surrounded Lily collapsed into near universal backlash. Even communities that supported her, including trans advocates, turned their backs. They called her out for projecting drama into every situation, saying her behavior reflected poorly on the whole movement. What began as solidarity quickly devolved into collective embarrassment. People accused Lily of playing the victim over minor slights, baiting attention by reacting as though everything was about her identity. When she received a polite request not to stream inside a restaurant, she saw bigotry. When a delivery went wrong, something out of the restaurant's control, she blasted the staff online instead of letting it go. These moments shifted public perception from...
So that's when she entered the realm of officially being a fucking bully. Yeah, you're in their place of business, they make the rules. And yes, sometimes logistic issues happen. Someone who's probably never participated in a business or participated in something logistic probably doesn't understand that. I'm assuming that's what happened with Lily, but that doesn't give you right to throw a fit and sick your fucking Twitter goons on them, alright?
From advocate to entitled. It wasn't just outsiders who were losing patience, it was her own tribe. Her fans pointed out the hypocrisy, demanding respect, yet disrespecting. others, they grew tired of the constant outrage and the sense that any small inconvenience was part of a grand oppression. Critics argued she was weaponizing her trans identity, not to advance rights, but to deflect any accountability.
All this person is doing is making it harder. All this person is doing is creating more ire and more distance between a common understanding.
And so, the narrative flipped. The same audience that cheered her on began to see a pattern of behavior that didn't feel authentic or righteous. It felt performative. In their eyes, Lily's dissent wasn't the result of opposition, it was self-inflicted. By turning every minor hurt into a crusade, she alienated people who once saw her as a leader.
Hi. I'm a food critic and I travel around San Francisco.
I'm a food critic and I travel around San Francisco. Oh my god.
With my phone and stream my meals. Typically, for any meal, between like 75 and 100,000 people will witness the meal either live or after the fact. Would this be a good time for me to record my experience here? Yeah, I'm just gonna leave.
What did you expect them?
Okay. I think they're like all watching me as I walk out. All right.
Yeah, you just went in there and you did something completely out. That's a societal norm. I'm sure that's the only time anyone's ever come in there and asked them to do that kind of weird shit. Why would you do that? What? I understand giving them notice that you're going to be recording their food, but you had this whole thing pre-scripted. I don't think that's your first time ever saying that. You said that way too easily. I'm pretty sure you've said that before. Why would you introduce yourself like that? No. All you got to say is, hey, is it okay if I record myself eating this on my TikTok? Is that all right? If they say no, no big deal. If they say yes, okay. What's the problem with that? Why do you got to overcomplicate this and make this big performative piece? You went there shopping. You were hoping. You got exactly what you wanted. You got told no, and you made it into a big deal. And you're like, oh, they're staring at me, blah, blah, blah. You completely manufactured this reaction by being outside of what is normal for their routine. You did this yourself. You created this scenario. What part of that aren't you understanding?
Okay, well, goodbye. I don't know what to say.
I can clearly say you don't know what to say. You've gone so far beyond the pale, you don't even know how to communicate normally anymore.
I don't know how to
talk.
They're all just kind of looking at me from the kitchen. Okay.
Yeah, because when you go into a restaurant and use the word food critic, that puts them on edge. Have you ever heard of the Michelin program? Have you ever heard of the city ordinance? Yes, food in restaurants, they get a bad critique and it's over for them. What part of that business-wise do you not understand, you absolute buffoon?
I'll leave. Yeah, it definitely is intimidating for it to be that many people, but there's several reasons I mention it. Is one, because I want them to know that it's not just like I'm a random person videoing my food. Because it also lets them know, like, hey, enough people are going to be seeing this that you...
No, because you want them to be on their P's and Q's. You want them to give you your best performance, and you want them to capitulate. And I guarantee you, on the inside, you won't say it out loud, but you want free food. You want them to give you their best for free. Stop it.
want to be sure to, like...
The thing about food critics, they don't go into restaurants and say, I'm a food critic. They just go in and act like a normal customer. That's why it was weird to them.
Be on your game. And also it could result in a free meal.
I fucking knew it. It's like I'm a fucking prophet. I swear to God. This person is a monster.
So...
One recurring issue is Lily Tino's shocking treatment of restaurant staff during her frequent live streams. Tino often broadcasts herself dining out, with her viewers paying for her meals via TikTok live donations, only for her to relentlessly complain about trivial issues and demand special treatment.
Push them back a little bit.
That's the thing. This person doesn't want fair treatment. They want special treatment. They want capitulation. They want all these extra steps done specifically for them.
I'm still going to use the women's bathroom even if it's against, like, rules. Yeah, I think I will.
So you're inciting people to break the law.
As a statement, you know, if I, like, for example, if I was in Florida, I was in Florida last week, and it was not allowed for me to be in a women's bathroom, I would still use a women's bathroom.
because that is something that I feel strongly about. If they want to make a stink about it, they can, and I'm happy to make a stink about it too. That's how we fight back, y'all. That's how we fight back. So acts of solidarity with our trans brothers and sisters and siblings.
In one instance, she badgered a waiter with endless questions about a salad dressing, even requesting a sample of it, seemingly just to create conflict. Night after night.
So we got this trans Karen going around harassing waitstaff and trying to get free meals. What the hell's the matter with you?
She finds something wrong with her meal or service and demands to see managers, often trying to get employees reprimanded or even fired for minor mistakes. Observers have noted a pattern. She'll complain about a hair in her food while her own dog sits nearby, shedding fur, then use the situation to score freebies or refunds. All the while, viewers are sending her hundreds of dollars in donations.
Right? Like, I wake up, I do everything I do during the week revolves around this because I love doing it. There are other things that I could do that might even be a way to, like, accumulate more wealth. But I love doing it so much. But just be able.
Yeah, and that's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with asking for equal treatment. All right? There's nothing wrong with asking for equal treatment. But this person isn't asking for equal treatment. This person is putting a stain on the trans community, to say the least. If I'm being, and that's saying the least. This person is an outright detriment, if I was to be honest, to any kind of cause that the LGBT community is trying to build. This person and people who act like this, who go on platforms, who get hundreds of thousands of followers and do obscene and awful, retarded things, like taking pictures of other people in the bathroom, saying it's a selfie, but there's other people in the restroom, going to child-themed parks and child-targeted areas and doing this kind of stuff is not okay. Having sexualized conversations and using props to show what a penis is not okay. This is the kind of stuff that creeps people out. This is the kind of stuff that scares people away.
Able to do this streaming and not have to worry
Leave the kids alone and stop harassing people.
about finances for, the rest of my life. I would.
They're absolutely a
Because
caricature.
I love doing it. I'm fulfilled here.
You're fulfilled? You're fulfilled harassing people, Lily? What the hell is the matter with you? I think when I cut this up and I make this into the video, I'm probably going to title this Lily Tino, the Trans Karen. That's probably what I'm going to title it. I think that's a pretty good running title. I think I'll go with that.
I'm fulfilled. This is what I
Because that's what this person is. This is the first trans Karen. It's not the only trans Karen. It's just the first trans Karen.
So, obviously that's not possible.
Congratulations. Your metamorphosis is complete, my guy.
But y'all make it so much less of a worry because you're incredibly awesome. So, thank you.
You know what the sad part is? The sad part is this person has deep-rooted psychological issues that are not going to get addressed because they're being encouraged to continue this behavior.
Essentially rewarding her for manufacturing outrage. Critics argue that Tino deliberately provokes staff to elicit a misstep, for example, an employee misgendering her, only to then play the victim and blast the incident online. In one absurd case, she got stuck in an elevator and pressed the emergency call button. When the unseen operator addressed her as Sir over the intercom, Tino flew into a rage, despite the fact that the person couldn't even see her.
I am trapped in an elevator right now. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit my fault because there's people who were in the elevator that came out while I was waiting for it and said, oh, hey, we're not sure this elevator is working, but like the elevator looked like it was working when they walked.
Are you an engineer? Are you an elevator technician? I don't think this person is.
So I was like, what's the worst that could happen?
You figured that out real quick, didn't you, bitch?
And I pressed the button and the door closed, and then the buttons didn't work. And now we're stuck here. I pressed the call button and it went to my apartment person. Of course they called me sir as soon.
They can't see you. They can only hear you. And unfortunately for you, Lily, your voice is deeper than mine. You sound like a man. What do you expect?
As I said, hello. Hello, sir.
Should they listen to their lying ears, or should they just do the opposite of what their instincts are telling them, or what their senses are telling them?
Number one, I'm not a sir.
Number one, I'm not a sir. I'm a woman. That's how you sound. I'm not mocking trans people. I'm mocking this idiot.
Two, I'm trapped in an elevator. In that order. I'd rather be stuck in an elevator and called man than...
Oh my God. Am I the only one that sees a complete issue with this person's priorities of what's important and what's not right now? Trapped in an elevator, being called sir. Trapped in an elevator here, being called sir here. This is a higher priority. Are you serious? Life-threatening situation. Someone hurting your feelings. Are you kidding me?
And out of an elevator and called sir. And that's the truth. Oh, there's a little bounce. Oh, I didn't like that. Oh, I didn't like that.
So those of you who don't know about elevators, they have automatic brakes. So if the elevator does lose power and stuff, the brakes close shut. The power that's going to the brakes holds them open. So as soon as the power cuts off, all the brakes on all the rails slam shut. So this person has nothing to worry about.
This
You didn't do
constant
shit.
combative stance toward anyone who doesn't cater to her expectations has been widely condemned. It's not just cisgender audiences who are appalled. Many feel Tino's antics feed into the worst stereotypes of privilege and petulance. By brazenly harassing service workers and boasting about it, she's painted herself as an influencer who thinks those below her should lose their only source of income for offending her. The serious real-world...
This is literally the trans Ellen DeGeneres. That's literally what this is.
...impact is clear. She's attempting to punish low-wage employees to satisfy her ego, and viewers find it disgraceful. She's quick to take offense at other people's behavior, yet she's been guilty of some pretty despicable actions herself. In a now infamous livestream clip, Tino appeared to call her pet dog, Nugget, a racial slur, the N-word.
Nugget? Nugget?
Now this content creator's name is Lily Tino, and the other night she was live on stream when she was going to tell her viewers something about her dog Nugget, but instead of saying her dog's name Nugget, she ended up saying another word that starts with an N, and like I said, she definitely should not be saying this word. Now it seems like she said the word that starts with the letter N on accident, but I really don't understand why she accidentally said
This is small potatoes, I don't care.
She
Let's
later
move on.
tried to claim it was an accident, insinuating she merged
She
the
probably did
words
it to farm shock
shiver
value.
and nugget together. But virtually no one bought that excuse. Viewers pointed out that you don't get that word by accident. Given Tino's track record, people believed this slip was no slip at all. It was an ugly reveal of language she had on the tip of her tongue. The incident only reinforced perceptions of her as overtly racist, and it attracted intense backlash. Now, just a few months ago, Lily Tino just unveiled a brand new face, crediting a mid-5
You look exactly the same. Like a guy in a dress.
figure facial feminization package. Brow bone and orbital shave, rhinoplasty, lip lift, jaw taper, and a likely tracheal shave, all revealed in a slick TikTok montage that racked up 500,000 views in 24 hours.
It has been 20 days since my FFS. About 70% of the swelling is gone, but it'll take another year or two for the rest of it to go down. So let me show you around my new face. For reference, here's what I looked like before. First up is the hairline. You can see that it has been moved forward. The line is pretty pronounced right now, but it will fade over time. You might also be wondering about this little dent right here. That is internal stitching, and it will go away in a few weeks. Now, my nose is quite swollen, and that will go down over time, but take a look. You can see it's way more of a ski slope now. Also, my brow bone is way less pronounced.
If you have to go that hard to show the very, very small differences, I'm sorry to say, you look the same. You look the same. The only people who are seeing this are you, unless you take a literal microscope and like, hey, look at this magnifying glass and show, hey, look at this difference of centimeters.
Surgeons said that the brow would probably be the thing that made the most difference in the beginning
didn't.
to feminize my face, and I tend to agree with them. Now, my lips haven't changed, but they went through my lower mouth to get to my jaw. It's hard to see the result here right now because there is a lot of swelling, but over time, you'll see that it is much softer. And last but not least, the Adam's apple is gone. I want to give a huge shout out to my mom who took care of me as I recovered.
I can still see it. What the hell are you talking about? It's right there. It's right there.
I got COVID in the hospital. That made recovery a whole lot harder, but luckily I had a wonderful support network of friends as well that helped me walk my dog and brought food and did all these wonderful things. And I'm super excited for y'all to come on my healing journey as my face settles in over the next few years.
I hope part of your healing journey is treating people decently. I hope part of your healing journey is stopping this outrageous content of treating waitstaff like they don't matter, like they're some kind of lower life form. I really hope your healing journey is a true one where you stop treating people like shit. And also stop taking pictures in bathrooms, you weird motherfucker.
Years.
Supporters flooded the comments with hearts, but skepticism hit just as fast. Two reaction channels slowed her before and after frames and argued the changes were mostly filter work, calling the surgery story another sympathy grift. On Reddit, users traced a spike in livestream donations during the weeks she staged restaurant confrontations, claiming viewers basically bankrolled her makeover, while still asking for healing snack money, prompting TikTok to demonetize at least one post, an action Lily publicized on LinkedIn as proof she was being targeted for being trans. By mid-2025, Lily Tino's public image is, to put it bluntly, in tatters. Once the beneficiary of sympathetic media profiles and celebrity shoutouts, she's now more famous as a cautionary tale. Her TikTok account still boasts around 405,000 followers, a considerable number, but one wonders how many are hate following to catch the next train wreck. Across Reddit, TikTok, and YouTube, Lily has become a running joke and a source of outrage. There are dedicated snark pages cataloging her misdeeds. In comment sections, you'll find upvoted remarks like, yes, she's a Karen, yes, she treats wait staff.
Alright, there it is. I'm done watching this video. I'm done watching the craziness that is Lily Tino, the trans Karen. Alright, I have no more interest in covering this person. It's honestly deplorable how this person treats waitstaff. It's honestly deplorable how this person takes pictures inside women's restrooms. It's honestly awful to watch. And anybody who follows this and supports this, you should really reevaluate your lifestyle and what you're supporting. This person does not represent the trans community. This person represents themselves, and this person is 100% accountable to themselves. I am not attacking the LGBT community when I'm saying this. This person is and always will be a fucking asshole. That's all I have to say about this one. Anyway, I think I'm going to end the stream there. I have some dogs to walk. I have some dogs to feed. What's up, Atlas? What you doing, big boy? Come here. Come here, big boy. Hop up. Hop up. What you doing? Yeah, he's waiting behind me right now. Oh, is that Einstein? Hey, buddy. You guys are on stream right now. Say hi. Trans Karen. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm going to walk these guys, hang out with them for a bit. So I appreciate you guys watching the stream. Appreciate the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. This video was by Ablaze. Make sure I subscribe. Make sure I like. Yeah, go give him a like. Go give him a follow. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Have a good day.